Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the first episode of Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling, where no one is safe. This is your host, Christopher Cage, and I am joined alongside my guest tonight for the first time ever, the Outlaw Charlie Colt, SCW World Heavyweight Champion. And Outlaw, I want to know, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the world of wrestling.
Well, first of all, me and you had kind of a little bit of heat in the past, so I can't believe I'm actually letting a dirty son of a bitch like you interview me. But anyway, how I got started in this business, well, I've always loved it, man. Ever since I was probably about 3 or 4 years old, going to the NWA Crockett promotions, seeing Ric Flair, the Road Warriors, and all them. And, man, I was hooked, man. I was hooked right from that point. I wanted to do that. And I started watching the independent wrestling scene, man, and going to what was then Southern Championship Wrestling, ran by Jim Lewis and Paul Helms, which is the Desperado. And, man, I seen guys like the House of Pain, the Norton and Cruiser Lewis, the Lewis Brothers, the Road Hogs, and then Johnny Dollar and all them guys. Like, man, you know what? This is what I want to do. So around, I think it was December 1997, I was 16 years old, man. I went and had my first meeting with Cowboy, and my birthday's in December anyway. I had my first meeting with him, and he was going to start training me when I turned 17. So 1998, I turned 17, and I trained for a whole year up till 1999 under the Desperado, Rick Dreamer, and Jack Renegade. And they trained me on a ring with no padding at all, man. I'm telling you, it's an old wood frame ring. In fact, Charles Witzel, which everybody knows him as Charlie Lane, still has that ring. And it had no padding on it whatsoever, just plywood and a canvas and a 2-ton truck spring. I trained for a year, and back then, man, Cowboy required you to go into the weight room and lift weights 2 hours before you even got in the damn ring. And by the time you got in there, you was already tired. So my first night in training, Cowboy took me in there. He bumped the piss out of me, dude. And, dude, I was sore, man. I gave up after an hour. And I said, well, man, I need to go home for a little while. Is that cool? He's like, yeah, that's cool, Charlie. He said, just give me a call. I didn't show back up for 2 weeks. And I had to make up my mind, is this what I want to do with my life, or, is it too tough for me to do? So I come back in 2 weeks, went into the weight room, worked out, and I got in the ring. I told Cowboy, I said, hey, you know what, I'm ready. I don't care how much it hurts. This is something that has always intrigued me, something that's a fantasy of mine, a dream, and I always wanted to accomplish that dream, because I always said, when I was little, man, I always said, I'm going to be a wrestler. I'm going to be like Ric Flair. I'm going to be like the Road Warriors. I'm going to be like beautiful Bobby Eaton. And, I'm going to be one of them guys. And, I had to make my dream come true. So how much it hurt, I went through it, man. And these kids nowadays, man, they get trained on these rings with all kind of padding. They ain't got to damn go to the fucking gym or nothing, man. They've got it easy nowadays. They learn a couple of bumps, man. They've got it made, dude. Dude, I had to learn everything, man, from mat wrestling, the proper techniques, ring positioning. And I'm going to tell you guys, man, I was a cocky little arrogant son of a bitch, too. And Cowboy was on the phone with a guy one night, and I started talking shit inside of his office. And little to what I knew, it was the Nightmare, J.D. Anthony. Huge son of a bitch. I watched him growing up, man, and I always liked the heels, man. He always had a mouthpiece on him. Well, guess who came down in a couple of days, man? I was in there. I think it was, it was like a Wednesday or Friday night. It was like in the middle of the week, I think it was. And I was still talking trash, even to this big son of a bitch. And you know what? This guy got in the ring and beat the fuck out of me, dude. I'm telling you, dude, I didn't know if I could go on, dude. I mean, he shot on me big time. But, I kept achieving the dream and everything. And after a year, I graduated wrestling school and had I won't say it would be my third match because, Cowboy threw me in there a couple of times under the radar because he was a shorter guy. And South Carolina, as you all know, we got a stupid-ass commission. But anyway, my what was supposed to be my first match was actually my third match, and it was against the original J-Dog State. And I tell you, man, if it wasn't for guys like J-Dog, the Nightmare, Norton Lewis, and guys that's worked with me, Steve Anderson, Wonderful Wayne, I tell you, man, I wouldn't be doing this nowadays. I mean, they showed me a lot, and I've taken a little bit from each individual that I have gotten in the ring with and that showed me something. Any more questions?
Well, yeah, I've got another question here. You brought up the commission. I've got a straight-up question here I'm going to ask you, and then I'll turn you loose on it. Around the world, of course, there's all kinds of sports commissions in every state. There is some states that do not have it, namely North Carolina, Texas, to name a few. But what's your thoughts on the sports commission in the states that do have sports commissions? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, some of them are tougher than others. Like here in South Carolina, our commission requires you to have a physical. You got to pay for that. You have to go to your doctor, whether you got to pay $150 or $200, whatever your physical costs. I've got somebody I go to, which is I'm not going to disclose who it is, but I don't pay that much. But you got to have a physical, and then you got to send in for a license. And South Carolina's got a bunch of rules, man. And I'm telling you, a lot of it's bullshit. But the other commissions in the United States, like I just previously worked in Arkansas, man, they're a whole lot lighter than what they are. You just pay them for your license fee, and you're good. I mean, I'm not really familiar with their rules, but, it seems like, man, they're a whole lot lighter on us than what, we have in South Carolina. Now, a lot of other commissions, you take the biggest athletic commission in the United States, the Nevada State Athletic Commission, they only regulate boxing. I don't really think wrestling actually needs to be regulated under a commission at all because, really, if you're going to do that, you might as well regulate your neighborhood theater. If you got, the community theater and they're out here doing a play of Peter Pan, they should have a license too because, what we do, it is a contact. It is sort of a contact sport, but, it's more of a dramatization of violence. And if you're going to regulate us, you might as well regulate them too. All right, on my license it says wrestler. It does not say professional wrestler. These high schools and collegiate wrestlers, they don't have to have a license. And, but I'm going to tell you, man, I just think, having commissions regulate wrestling is bullcrap, man. But as far as MMA and boxing, I said, that would be pretty cool. I mean, it's good to regulate them because there's so much that can happen in them type of events. They're more hands-on than wrestling is. But as far as wrestling, dude, I never liked the idea of the athletic commission regulating wrestling. I just think it's stupid. But anyway.
All right, well, I want to take a few seconds out here, and I do want our fans to know that this is not a family-friendly show. So I meant to say that before. This is not a family-friendly show. So if you got kids listening, we're sorry, but there will be some F-bombs and all kinds of shit that will be said tonight, and that's just the show. That's the reason why it is called Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling. But Charlie Colt, You know, Christopher Cage, and yes, because me and you do have heat. You know, Christopher Cage is always looking for talent. Always. And I ran across the guy here recently, and you know the guy. Said Cowboys Must Die. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, shit, I can't believe you brought that one up. Well, really, man.
That's the thing about Christopher Cage. He's dragging this out. This is Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling. So anything, like I said, no one is safe.
Do you really want my honest opinion on this?
Honest opinion, that's what this show is about, is 100% honesty. No one is safe on this show.
Well, you know, I took that as a personal shot because about a week or so earlier, I was on Charlie Lane's radio show called Wrestling World. And somebody called in and wanted to act like an asshole. And I lost my cool. I cussed him out. And, you know, I called him probably every damn name in the fucking book. But then I started trolling pages, man, and I seen this kid put, all cowboys die. Well, first, I'm not a cowboy. I'm a fucking outlaw. You know, outlaws, man, hell, we're a little bit tougher than cowboys. But I'm going to tell you, man, what I think about this kid, from what I hear, he ain't even graduated wrestling school yet, so he's a fucking jabroni. I would tell him just like I was told, you know, when I started running my mouth when I was young in the business. When you buy a fucking pair of wrestling boots and you could actually stand in the ring with me, you know, then we'll talk about it, man. But guys, watch your damn mouths. You never know what the hell you're going to get yourself into, because I'm going to tell you, dude, this kid has had a fucking mouth on him, dude. He don't know when to fucking shut up. And it seems like somebody would give him some advice. Like I've got a damn trainee, man. He's got a problem with running his fucking mouth. I've had to draw him back a couple of times. But, dude, it seems like nobody's telling this kid, you know, he is working that Facebook heat. Oh, my God, man, I'm telling you. Facebook is nowhere to fucking work heat. If you're going to work somebody, if you want fucking heat with somebody, get in their face and tell them, dude. Get in their face. Be a man. Get some fucking nuts on you. I mean, you know, that's the way we did it in the old days. And if you want to call me old, that's fine. I'm 30 years old. I'm not that much older than you are. So, you know, kid, I'm gonna ask you just to please, you know, don't say anything else about me. Keep my name out of your fucking mouth. Even if you're beating around the bush with it, which is I know you are. If you're gonna call me out directly. And if you're gonna do so to my face. Next question.
Very well put there, Cole. Well, the next question I've got is, it's on a subject that every wrestler has one. I don't care who you are. Everyone's got one, and that is called a ring rat. What are your thoughts on ring rats?
Oh, man, I can't believe you're bringing this one up, too. Actually, Colt don't have a ring rat, man. I actually got a decent woman now, dude. Shoot, man, I try to keep her as far away from the business as possible. She comes to maybe 1 or 2 shows a year, but my opinion on ring rats, I've had plenty. And between my first wife and, you know, my wife now, you know, I've had plenty, dude. And I'm going to tell you, a rat is a rat. Any way you put it, man. They're not really what you call relationships types, because next thing you know, they're sucking somebody else's cock. So, you know, that's what I think about ring rats, dude. In fact, I've had my own personal experience with the ring rat as far as a relationship-wise, but I will not get into that because I do not let people see past the curtain in my personal life a lot of times. But, you know, a rat's a rat. There's a dime a dozen, man. You know, that's what you got to do. You got to hit it and go on about your business to the next one, man, because I'm telling you, they're no good for you as far as relationship-wise.
Well, this next question is not really a question, but it is a question. I want to know, do you have any good road stories, recent road stories, past road stories, that the Outlaw Charlie Colt would like to share with the fans?
Oh, yeah, man. One of my favorites is one that just actually happened about 2 or 3 weeks